contested between the guys in black, red, and green. They are known as Vempers Sports Athletic Drama Club. VSADC from Central Castries, undefeated so far in the competition. Big round of applause for VSADC. They're up against your team, the home team. I want to get this right. I'll make sure I get this right. Central VIEUX. The official name of the team is Central VIEUX. Round of applause for your team, Central VIEUX. Incidentally, VSADC is placed in Central Castries. So we could clearly say we're going back in time where Central Castries is up against VIEUX. Castries versus VIEUX right now tonight for the championship 2016-2017. None of you stand by.
Let me tell you, you're taking a kind of leaks tonight.
Alright, before we get to leaks, Mr. Alvin Malaga, coach of individuals, this Minister of Youth and Sports, S. Stefan, my classmate, nice shirt, brother. We also have Mr. Aaron from our brothers. Clary representing Somersby, Murphy representing Central Distillers, DJ Tonga representing Mackerson. We have Mrs. Lucy Goodman with us at the Lucia. People dying. And of course, Mr. Mackerson himself. Hey, my friend, Donovan, you set me up and shakes, get a piece of it. Give me a dead mic.
Hey, man, the same way.
Who's gonna win? VIEUX and Castries! Oh, they have not promoted for the mind.
Go Castries. Yeah, I'll do it.
Castries!
That is it. One person after one man.
Who's for next round?
The referee's making sure everybody's good to go. VIEUX is on ball. VIEUX is on ball. Wow. Referee checks around, make sure everybody's in check. His officials are ready. The goalkeepers, are you guys ready? Yes, says VIEUX. Yes, says Castries. Jeff says yes, he's ready. My stopwatch is ready. And that's on his watch. And blows. Game on.
Stop moving on that, baby. Each time you move, it's checking me. Yeah, but he's not moving. And he's not smooth.
Yes, of course, a welcome to the finals that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup right here at the Philip Maskmeyer ground between Central VIEUX and VSADC. that of the main championship. Welcoming Terry Finisterre here in the commentary booth with me. Terry, here. We are here at the finals and we're bringing down the curtains.
Well, we're bringing down the curtains and we've got Central VIEUX.
We have T-Loy, we have we have TT, and of course on the
Right off the crossbar there. But as they had their chances and have they got the crowd go. In here with nice pedigree, as mentioned, they've been two-time champions, and they've also played this entire tournament, winning every game and winning. And at that, they've not gone without blemish in the preliminaries or even in the semi-finals, where they had to rely on a penalty shootout to get some trickery in the penalty shootout as well, as they made a step. They've come through going very well and winning every single match that they have contested in this competition. Will they, though, be able to overcome the might of Central VIEUX, bolstered as they are by their brand new reinforcements? On the other hand, will Central VIEUX be able to incorporate those reinforcements? Of course, these are guys, some of whom were used to playing together in their 20s and younger, but they've gone their separate ways. At least two of them being brought in from overseas. Will they be able to fit in seamlessly into the scheme of what the VIEUX team has been doing throughout this tournament?
The side of Central VIEUX producing that it's unlimited changes. The side of Central VIEUX has so many players there on the bench, and of course looking very comfortable here with Jean-Baptiste, and Jean-Baptiste is trying to take on Flecky, doing so, trying to find the player there in the final third, that's Jean-Marie. some hustling and bustling there going on the far side, through there to Central View Fort. VS looking very poised in defense. Central View Fort again. It looks to me like Schwa Melcher. Melcher is finding his man. Flecky Anderson or Jean-Baptiste. Some good ball there again. Aerial ball there for a moment and not taking control of it thus far. And Jean-Baptiste again being the culprit there this time.
In sports team. It feels like you've been here an eternity. We're only 10 minutes into the game, the finals of the competition. It feels already like an eternity. On behalf of the sponsors and organizers of this event, I'd like to say thank you to all the patrons for coming out. Everybody who supported the games throughout the competition, throughout the tournament. On behalf of the organizers, I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of their hearts. So thank you for coming out to support Veterans in Sports Inc.
Away. VS again building the attack there with Marta on the far side. Marta is trying to cross there. Oh, he's handling this one. Looks like it's just that could be fine. No, not yet.
We want to do a giveaway, but right after this free week, I don't want to take your interest away from Bosco doing that marvelous thing. I know Bosco do save, so just watch Bosco save and take out the ticket stub. It's in a promising position though. Smack down in the middle. Alright, Hobby. Take out the ticket stub, I want to do a draw. So let me get to the box to do the draw, take out the ticket stubs.
And as I was saying, Chinese, when you look,
I hope you have your ticket stub in hand right now. I'm about to do a draw. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the level out. It's a green ticket, a green ticket. If you have a green ticket, I'm talking to you. Ticket holder 611-763. 611-763. Six 11763. Ticket holder 611763. Going once. 611763.
Last move.
Going twice. 611763. Who did make you way to the nearest exit? Let's see, Mali. Mali said to the exit. 611763.
There for Central Viewport, and this one is going into touch. Throw in there to VSADC. Throw in there from VS Marta. Marta is being shielded again by Max Serrier. Some very good work there by Max Serrier on the back of Marta. Yes, of course, throw in there to Central Viewport. This one is swung in. Butu again, robbed. Some very good work indeed there from VSADC. But Central Viewport in defense with Max Serrier doing some tremendous work indeed. Running off Marta here. And Sean Curtin is pushing back in defense. And the keeper, that's Stanley Forest, has no problems with this one there. Throw-in again by number 29, and a whistle has gone there, the whistle of Vivian Robinson. And Vivian Robinson is a no-nonsense man there in the military.
yes, he's taking this fixture very seriously, as he should. A lot on the line here. The Viewport crowd very, very much up for it, and certainly the Viewport team and the VSADC both very much up for it. It's been intense stuff so far, very exciting. And Andy Butu-Jabatis really has been the focus for Central Viewport, and he's the man making it all happen.
It's of course a very healthy crowd here tonight. Wall over to Marta in there, and Andy Butu-Jabatis is trying to cross this one there, and the arms of Les Forest is going up. Good take there by Stanley Les Forest in goal, and Central Viewport again is trying to build an attack, and some good contest in there. It looks to be like a Bledman there at the fourth position there for VSADC. Some ball being played there by Gilroy A. Palm Mitchell. Butu finding his man Alwin Harris again giving possession away to VSADC. Guy Jean-Baptiste pushing forward. Oh my God, over the transverse there. Looks to be like Guy Jean-Baptiste there trying to bounce on Central View Fort.
Don't forget, Friday, this coming Friday, Club Social, right up there. All-inclusive party. Made of $100, ladies, $50. Where's some bread? Back to football.
What is all happening here, Sheikh Sama? Guy Jean-Baptiste trying to find the all onion back there. Yes, of course, we've already seen the plate champions has been decided here tonight, and the main champions yet to be decided here at the Philip Marcelin Ground, Chicks.
Yes, well, we see all the stars, starting all the overseas based players coming in and strengthening of the VIEUX Fort Central team. Also, we've seen VS, which know how to win, and they themselves is having none of what they have not been intimidated by the foreign-based players. So let's see what's going to transpire this evening, Chinese.
Yes, of course, I'm seeing that Central VIEUX Fort implementing a lot of foreign-based players in the finals here tonight, that of the Caribbean Lions Gold Cup, Shakes. Something to talk about.
Yes, it shows that veteran football is building nicely. If you look at the crowd, I think it's a record-breaking crowd. The opening was a record-breaking. If you look tonight, what's transpiring tonight is even more tasteful for the organizers and veterans football in the whole.
Yes, of course, it's still 0-0 here between the two, Central VIEUX Fort and VSADC. VSADC being two-time champs of the Caribbean Lions Gold Cup, and tonight trying to make it the third time. Yes, of course, in history for themselves, and VIEUX Fort Central trying to clinch the trophy here tonight with the lights of the national players that they've had here in the south, Jean-Baptiste and of course Titus Elva and the new recruits that they had from foreign.
Emerson Jamori is one of them also, who's back here also. And when we really look what's really transpiring, it's really growing nicely, veterans football on a whole.
All right, then look at 0-0 here. There you just saw a boss score there in the game. Goalkeeper Jeff Emmanuel for Central VIEUX Fort. Some very good touch there again from Alexander, and the whistle of the man in the middle went. That's Vivian Robinson.
And here in our commentary booth, we are pleased to be joined by the Minister of Youth and Sports. No rooting interest here this evening, Edmond Estefan, but certainly a lover of sport and, of course, of football. I think you've played a little bit of veterans football yourself, haven't you?
Of course I have. I played for Denver for quite a while.
But not these days.
I was not.
You moved to another arena.
I've not been fit, so I've stayed away.
Mr. Minister, a tournament like this, and the excitement being generated here by the sporting endeavor, some of the great names of football of years gone by, packed stadium. Your thoughts on this tournament and the sort of fervor it's generated for football?
It's a pity I have not been at too many of the games. But from what I've heard, it has been well attended, and the competition has been, to the crowd satisfaction. Now tonight, the atmosphere is electrifying. A lot of people have come out to support veterans football, and I mean, I like what I see. It gives a lot of hope that even a tournament like this, that the general public is supporting. I see a lot of sponsors came out and made their contribution. So all in all, to me, it's fantastic. And in the future, if we just continue on this path at this level, I mean, it's not even needed at this level, and it's happening. So that it's wonderful.
And of course, as I said, you used to be a player. I'm sorry I have to say used to be, but you used to be a player. But you were never like a top national. Of your generation, of your contemporaries, some of whom are playing here today, who were some of your favorite players? Who were some of the outstanding leading lights that you really looked up to on the football pitch?
I mean, you say I was not top. I mean, to me, I was a top goal scorer. I mean, I could take on any defense. I mean, the football has been very interesting in St. Lucia. At one point, I looked to the days when, I mean, in the 80s, for example, St. Lucia performed so well. And VSADC, Central Castries, football was top. We were top in the OECS. So if we can get back there, if we can groom some of our young people to get back to that level and have the type of management that will take us there, I mean, this is what St. Lucia needs.
All right, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Minister, and do enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, thank you.
Minister of Youth Development and Sports, Honorable Edmund Estefan Shakes there, just talking a little bit about his prowess in the field of football.
Yes, he was a very hard kicker. You could call him Piper. Back in his day, with some big shots, played for Delhi. Some in a few years in the veterans, but these days, since he's a minister these days, he can't really chance himself too much. You have the work of the country to be done, so you have to take care of himself. But it's good to see the ministers here so you can really assess the facility. This facility, as I was saying early on in the commentary, needs some attention. You need to see more sitting accommodation to be erect, because it's a very large field, Terry, and it can take some seating over from the school end. If we can bring in some seats like what they use for Olympics and those big events, the steel stands like what we brought in for Blackheart last year, and because the standing patrons, they can find themselves in a better position, a better location.
And a little bit of incident there as a chance for VSADC. I think that was Trevor Phillip for VSADC getting through on goal. And Jakes, when VSADC is on the ball, they change the tempo of the game to suit their players, to suit their style. Once they are in control of the ball, they try to control the tempo at which the game is being played.
Yeah, they're comfortable with their own tempo. We saw it year come. We saw they have their own tempo, the way they play, and perfectly right. They can change it, they can step it up, they can break it down. And if you notice, the Central View 14 is playing a fast game, but VS doesn't want to play a fast game, so they're more playing a more kind of cool game. When they get the ball, they break it down to their tempo.
Also playing into that, of course, the fact that View Fort has a far greater number of substitutes available to them, as we see Anduja Baptiste once again back into the fray. It's been all Butu really this first half for View Fort. He's been really orchestrating everything for them, unable to find a breakthrough. They had a very early chance, but unable to find a breakthrough so far. View Fort, VSADC have had a free kick. They've also had a very fine through ball played a little while ago through Trevor Phillip. which unfortunately he wasn't able to make much of. Here they are once again on the attack. Ball stolen, and no, in fact it goes right back to VSADC. But Alwyn Harris, the captain of VIEUX, and unfortunately he misplaces that pass. VIEUX with far greater numbers, and they certainly making use of those numbers, rotating in and out, roll in, roll out. So they are making use of those numbers, and they are trying to constantly refresh the attack, Shakes, to try to ensure that they can maximize the time that each player is allotted on the pitch.
Definitely, we see Andy Jean-Baptiste Boutou playing a kind of nippy, or what a good ball there by Central VIEUX. As wasted there on the left flank. Andy Jean-Baptiste is a very nippy player. He's very nippy and very whippy. He's the one who's making all the plays in the midfield. And if you look at the VIEUX Central team, they play more robust and more physical than the VS team. So all in all, it depends on who wants it more and who has the stamina to really run this 90 minutes.
Dylan Moffat has scored in this tournament, wasn't able to do much with that one. And VS is back in possession. VSADC on the ball. This one has really been up and down, Shiny. Half chances and chances for both teams. VIEUX once again pacey in the attack, trying to find the cross, and it's played into touch.
Yes, of course, bringing myself back into the studio here. Missing on the action a little bit there, but not missing on everything entirely. The VSADC Christopher in studio with me. Yes, of course, and it's still 0-all here between the two. We're at the finals, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2016-2017. Central VIEUX coming up against the two-time champs, that's VSADC. Ball is being played aerially here, Matt, and of course his compatriot there is hustling there. Some good control there by Goofy, and Goofy is trying to spoon this one across with the outside of his boot there. VSADC is looking to find the back of the net very early here, Shakes.
Yes, VSADC is applying the pressure, likewise Central VIEUX also, but it shows that the Central VIEUX is more kind of physical and more robust than the VS team. The VS is more or less trying to slow the tempo down, and we see another chance again there by VS. But VIEUX South is just breaking that one up.
Yes, of course. A random of attacks here by Central VIEUX, and it's been broken up there by VS. VS with some former national players here on the roster, Shakes, and doing very, very good. They got past Mabuya having a very, very strong side, a very young side, Valley Legends that is, and they got past Valley Legends by 2-1, and an attack is being built here, very serious, and Goofy is steaming across, and Jeff Emmanuel is going back, pedaling back into his goal, and this one is swung across very dangerously, and the heads of the players go up here in the final third, Shakes. Some dangerous attack here by VSADC.
Yes, both teams attacking. It's a punch for punch this evening. We've seen Central attacking and VS counter-attacking. So this is very interesting this evening, and let's see how this one's going to pan out.
Yes, of course. We're bringing the curtains down here tonight at the Flip Marsler ground. It's all about the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2016-2017. The finals, VSADC decked in the green, black and red. They're coming up against a Central VIEUX in the pink and black. And it's still a 0-all here. The man in the middle, Vivian Robinson, is trying to keep things calm as Central Viewfort with a Wilbur Moffat there dangerously on the far side. And again, you see VS is recuperating this ball there. Some good control in there again on the far side there by VSADC. And Central Viewfort making amends and doing what it's worth. And of course, again, VS is pushing this one back into defense. No problem for Stanley's Forest there. And Stanley's equally giving this one away. David Shakes Christopher there. Some good work, very good work indeed there by Rufus Mart here.
This is what you call punches and bunches this evening. It's called punch to punch. And let me see who's going to break down, because both teams is exchanging some good punches. But both of them also is equal to the task.
Yes, of course, with Mata trying to swing this one across, trying to find his man there in the fourth position there. Some good work there by Gilroy Apa Mitchell. Mitchell is finding Mata. Mata trying to find Apa again. Apa well contested in defense. Some very good work there from Central Viewfort. Butu Jabatis. A flick on there, trying to find his man there. Some good work there by Duncan. Duncan is finding his man there. Good work again. Central Viewfort, Jean-Marie trying to bring this one across. Jean-Baptiste squaring this one across again to Duncan. Duncan trying to make some good use of this ball game, trying to take on Mata. Taking on Mata, very good. Trying to flick this one across there dangerously in the final third there for Central Viewfort. This one is pushed back into the area there by Harris. And again, Shakes, it's all heating up here.
Yes, and the fans from Central Viewfort is really enjoying themselves this evening. They're looking to see if they can win this one, because for the past couple of competitions, Viewfort been winning everything. It seems like everything is staying down in Viewfort. So let's see if this one going to stay tonight.
Yes, of course, the Black Hat has gone down to Viewfort. And the under 15 has gone down to Viewfort, and everything is going down to Viewfort. The third place, the female went down to Viewfort, and the third place that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup went to Viewfort South, and tonight Viewfort Central.
The winner
yes,
of the place.
the winner of the plate. That's right, has gone down to Viewfort. So tonight, Central Viewfort is trying to bring down the main plate down to
It's going to be
the south.
5 feet. It's going to be 5 feet if Viewfort win tonight, because they win the Black Heart, they win the youth, they win the female, they win the plate, and they're looking to see if they can win. If they can win the... Look, Terry, you want to correct?
They've won the under 15 girls last year. They won the Black Heart. They won the under 21. They've won the plate last week. They also won District 6, won the primary schools football in midweek. So they've already have 5. So they're going for the Sapat now.
Okay, well, Terry have it right. You know, Terry's the maestro. Terry said they're going for 6 tonight. So if they won this one tonight, Viewfort will be winning 6 tournaments on the trot.
Yes, of course. Praises to the people of the South. And I tell you, Viewfort is looking to make amends here. And just losing possession of the ball and recuperating again is Central Viewfort. Flecky is trying to get around Jobatis, and aerial ball there for somewhat. Central Viewfort trying to build an attack, a very lovely attack again. Again, it looks to be like Wilbur Moffat on the end of this one there. And some good defending on the part of VSADC. A very electrifying atmosphere here tonight. Very healthy crowd indeed, David Shakes Christopher. From what we've seen at the debut of the tournament and coming into the quarterfinals and the semi-finals and that of the finals, a very healthy crowd here tonight.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of healthy crowd out here. For the past, from the opening, we had a very good opening. We see a record-breaking opening, and the people in Viewfort for the past couple of months, Viewfort have been in the media with the DSH and everything, and it seems like Viewfort is going to remain in the media because everything is happening in Viewfort. Viewfort is a blessing in disguise.
It's a blessing in disguise to Viewfort. As Terry said, they won 5 tournaments so far. This one ain't going to be the 6th tournament, and everything seems to be happening in Viewfort. It's good to see the ministers here. He can really analyze and really strategize the new forwarding for Viewfort South, because sport is on the rise right now, and we can see that sport is really driving the youth. And if we could keep more of this going, it can really work out well for the youth, so we could have them engaging in more positiveness.
Yes, of course. I saw you had a briefing with Mr. Edmond Estefan here in the Ministry of Sports in the commentary booth, and talking about this and that and the forwardment of sports in St. Lucia. And of course, knowing you, Mr. David Checks Christopher, you have so many notches under your belt that I cannot even count. We will not stressing on this one tonight, but we were here at the Philippe Marcelin with Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup finals between Central Viewfort and of course VSADC.
Yeah, well, VSADC tried to see if they can stop Viewfort South. But Viewfort South have won 5 tournaments so far. As Terry said, 5 tournaments. And this one, if they win this one here tonight, they're going to be 6 on the trot. I think no other district has won so many tournaments in such a short space of time. So Viewfort South is definitely on a roll.
Yes, of course, proving to be very, very robust in the attacking the calendar of activities there for 2016-2017, and Viewfort South clinching most of the titles here, and proving to be very, very strong indeed, as this one is played there forward by Gilroy Mitchell. He's trying to find his man there in the forward position. Some very good ball there. You see David Belizier there not getting to the end of this one. It's still locked at 0-0 between Central Viewfort and of course VSADC.
And back in the 80s, you can remember down in the 80, 84, 85, 86, and even all down that area when we used to have the Moccasin Cup. We see Moccasin back in the football again right now, and it's reliving the days of Central and Viewfort. The yellow and the orange and then Central. And it seems now that the Viewfort is really getting back the niche, because they create some top players and then they have to fall off a little bit. But we can see lately they've started to get back the rhythm. From the time they won the Black Heart tournament, it brings back a kind of pride and dignity to the people in Viewfort. They lost in the division in the finals against Gozele, and from since then they've been knocking the door. They break the jinx with Black Heart, and from since then they won 4 other tournaments on the trot after that tournament, and they're looking to see, as I said a while ago, looking for the 6th tournament this evening.
Yes, of course. Yes, Shikes, down the south. Many has not gone down the south, but right now I've seen that the people of the south is looking very, very satisfied with the work being done by the sportsmen and sportswomen of the south of the island, and of course they are progressing. They clinched the Black Heart title. Yes, of course, the under 15s, they had the female, and of course they had the under 21s, and they're just blazing across the transversal here tonight at the Philippe Marcelin. They've had so many titles and so many notches under the belt, and it looks to me tonight they're gonna have. Previously, last Saturday, they claimed the plate championship, and tonight they're looking to claim the main championship here, Chiefs.
Well, Viewfort Central going to want to show the people in Viewfort that they can do exactly what Viewfort South did. It's a different team, so many players. They break it down in 2 different teams, and they're going to want to be equal to the task like the other team. And also what we see happening to Chinese is that Viewfort is becoming the fast mecca of sport. Everything is happening in Viewfort. 90% of this tournament is played right here in Viewfort. We saw Black Heart doing 3 games down here, 4 games down here last Black Heart. We saw the Visions was up down here also. We saw also the under 15 was open down here. So everything is happening down in Viewfort. So the only thing I would like to see is that the field get a little bit more attention, a little more care, and a little bit more money being pumped into the sport from the business people in the South. The people in the South have to start to pump more money into sport, and don't wait for most of the sponsors coming from down Central, because everything is happening in the South, and it's a good economical spin-off for the business houses, for the hotels, for the vendors, for the patrons, for everybody, the bus drivers. It's an economical spin-off that's happening presently right now in View Fort. So everybody needs to play their part so we could have a whole holistic and everybody could play their part in making sure that they can create avenues that people could earn themselves finance in the South.
Yes, of course, you just heard the voice of the VIEUX Christopher giving you a rundown of the production field that's of the football mechanism. And of course, he is a CEO that of a Black Hat. And I can tell you, should you talk to somebody in charge of what's going on, David Checks Christopher is the perfect man to speak to. He's going to give you the nooks and the crannies and everything that of the production field of football. Likewise, boxing. Yes, of course. And we locked at a 0-all here in the finals of the main championship of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup, where Central View Fort, decked in the pink and the black, Moffat is trying to, dangerously there. Les Forrest is getting down. What a save there by Les Forrest. Central View Fort trying to pounce, and Les Forrest is getting down. All excitement, and it's all happening here at the Philippe Marcelin ground. Whistle just went there in favor of Boutou Jabatis, playing it short. This ball is blazed over the transversal, causing no problem there to Stanley Les Forrest in goal.
You have doubts? There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to come out victorious. And everything I say, look at that. Look at football. Look at football.
Well, we're needing of something here, and it's looking like more fat with a burst of fury, but it's not more fat there. It's some very good ball again from a View Fort. It looks like Roger Winter there. Moffat is wearing the number 16, and Winter is ruled offside. Shakes Central View Fort looking for the first goal.
Yeah, they're trying to build the tempo. They're trying to build up the tempo against VS. But VS is playing a high defense, if you notice. And he gets caught in the offside trap, trying to fly the trap. But he just get caught because they're playing a high defense.
Yes, of course. Just putting this one into safety there, throwing to VSADC and the Dalson, putting this one into safety. David Belizier on this one.
Just some information for you.
Or is it a palm?
The exit is no longer where you enter. It's on the other side of the field.
The help of the wind and the heads go up,
the
but
exit is no longer where you enter. It's half time here and we locked at 0-0. The exit is now the other side of the field, the other gate, and not where you entered. So please use the other gate as your exit. It's halftime and we promise you a halftime show, and Annie Cut is definitely in the building. I don't think you're still with me, 0-0 at the end of the first. half as if one has a man down in the 18 yarder. Or in the 6 yarder. As the guy is thinking about trophy because we are not going with a trophy today. Make sure the trophy vote for us.
Me a thumbs up. We good to go? Okay. Chinese. Second half, we're picking it up. In the second half, this is the finals. Central View Fort against VSADC. Finals of the Caribbean Alliance World Cup. Chinese just getting himself back in position. We're kind of clustering right now in the commentary booth. Hand you over to the black card Chinese.
Yes, of course. We're back here at the second half that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup here in the final stages. We are bringing down the curtains in the main championship. There you see VSADC decked in the black, red and green doing battle with Central View Fort in the pink and black. And it's locked at a nil all here as the number 17 there, Flecky, was trying to make inroads there. Of course, with Gilroy Michel, but was cut short. And the Butu Jabatista with a burst of fury there, trying to cross this one there. Very dangerously shakes. Here, Butu was trying to bounce this one into the final third there. In the yes, of course, and implementation of the from Central View Fort with the lights of TT being ejected there tonight with a red card, getting a red card there in the last game being played here, which was the semi-finals, and TT is ruled off tonight, and Central View Fort is trying to clinch this title here on VSADC. Wilbur Moffat is trying a 1-2 touch there, but giving it away to Flecky Anderson. Some good ball again is being played there on the part of VSADC, but Central View Fort is trying to do some amends there in defense. Some very, very good work indeed. Ulysses Mark was busting through the defense there, but and again some very, very good work again on the part of Central View Fort, making no mistake in the defensive role. We just saw Fontelio there, Jets Fontelio in defense for Central View Fort, throw in there. Good throw again there from he's giving this one away. But David Delizian that's giving this one away. This one is controlled there by Buto. Jabat is there. Build up here by Central View Fort and dangerously cross there in the final third, and Les Forrest again having no problem with this one, grasping this one there. Some good working there by Remy. The man in the middle there, that's Vivian Robinson. Work there, a lovely turn indeed. And again, looks to me like a Billy flexibility smart there on this one there. That's the number 19. The 19 looks like 18 here to me. The number 19. A very good working lead there. I needed some shot.
I want my fucking goal.
Yeah. He's passing it up. Was there by Jim. He's trying to find his man there. And shot there. Here, you see on the part of VSADC there, Jim
Just some safety precautionary measures for you. The gate you entered is not the gate you are going to exit the building. You now use the southern gate to exit the park. The gate you came into the park is not the gate you're going to use to go outside. We're asking you to please bear with us. Use the southern gate to exit the park. The after party continues at the coastline Sandy Beach. You can get the tickets right here at the DJ booth for only $10. And of course, the Red Fair makes it Friday at the social club. We'll be giving away a couple tickets to go.
You fought on yes, Whitney himself on the kick. Our Central View Fort. In defense. VS and relinquishing the attack, and who is trying to find more fat there, and it looks to me like Stanley Les Forrest is no nonsense in goal coming from his goal line. In this one, and Les Forrest is down on the green grass. Shakes. Les Forrest looks injured.
Yes, he look. According to what Shala is saying, his leg caught in the sand. When he kicks the ball, he gets stuck. So it appears like he kind of hurt himself. So the paramedics is on the field right now, and we're going to pick it up from here.
Yes, of course. Les Forrest. Yes, of course. Just remaining floor there. That's Stanley Les Forrest, and in the.
And for individuals just making their way into the Philip Master Grounds, we will poise 0-0 the finals of the 2016-2017 Veterans Football Tournament, hosted by Veterans in Sports Inc. The score is 0-0. Central Viewfort versus Vempers Sports Athletic.
The 80s and 90s, we had some very good times. You know, St. Lucia at the time was very dominant in OECS, and we even went on further in the Caribbean. Like you said, we were behind teams like Trinidad and Jamaica. Actually, we used to hold our own against them. But times has changed, and the football now has changed. It's a matter of the football getting to what it used to be before. But I'm sure with the youngsters on show, the talent that I'm seeing, I'm sure that St. Lucia football will get back to where it was in the 80s and 90s.
Yes, of course, you've just heard from the man himself. In the Veterans Tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this for the last 2 years I've not taken part in Veterans, you know, due to family commitments and work. But hopefully by next year I should be ready. I should be available for Veterans football. I have always admired the veterans taking part in this football competition, you know, and it's good to see players like Flecky Anderson, Martin Alexander, players who played with me in the 80s are still there today. And when you watch, you could still see the quality in them. They may not have the speed, the strength they used to have, but the intelligence is still there with them. And it's good to see that these players are there, and the public could have a look at players who at one time were dominant players in St. Lucia, and it's good to see that they are on the pitch now.
Well, it was nice having you with us in the commentary booth, Shala Armstrong, and keep on coming.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Our former national player, Kingsley Armstrong, in the commentary booth. Here we looked at a 0-0 between the Central View Fort and of course the VSADC in the main championship of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Veterans football for 2016-2017.
Central View Fort playing in the pink and black, and VSADC in the traditional colors, black, green and red.
Alright, so we have the goalkeeper in that of Guy Shabatis. We need a bit of goalkeeping for young Dragons in Bluebird, so I trust he has very safe play of hands.
Here's Jules trying to control of the ball game here, finding his man. Remy again trying to take control and issuing this one into touch. More fat, that's Dillon trying to skew this one upwards there to Emerson Jamari, and of course it's the defense of VSADC taking control here. Lifted gently there, trying to find a bull toss here with the number 10 for VSADC, and in control here is Matthias Jules, aka bull toss, trying to get around his man. There's some good tackling there in defense from the boys of Central View Fort, and I see Nick Daniel in there putting a boot. Yes, of course, locking it at a 1 at 0-0 here before the closure here. A good ball being played here. Some good control. An attempted cross from VSADC. Ulysses Mark there on the end. Jabatis. Boto. Is trying to feed his man there on the far side. It looks to me like Modest, and they were robbed. Ball is back with Emmanuel. Jamari was robbed again, and Emmanuel trying to pounce on this one there into midfield. VS again. Not really the way that Matthias would have wanted, and no threats there for Bosco in goal. Central View Fort again at home, trying to get the better of VSADC. Some good touches there on the ball, and been robbed in midfield. And again, you see Gilroy Mitchell. Central View Fort trying to dance. Unable to keep the ball there is a Central View Fort, and relinquishing their possession there to VSADC It's all happening here in the south of the island. And of course, in the commentary booth here, accompanying me, you wouldn't hear his voice, but I do have Mr. Edmond Estefan up here with me. And a slap shot again, being taken and posing no threat there to Jeff Emmanuel's goal. Oh, Salah there from the defense of Central View Fort, and they're proven to be very, very good indeed. VS recuperating, trying to penetrate. Jabatis heavily attacked there. Some attack on his back, and he's trying to push this one wide and making some big mistakes here, pushing it into the defense of VSADC. But recuperating again is Central View Fort, and oh, what a ball there by Jabatis, and Central View Fort is trying to go forward there and wide. It looks to me like a Melchior there. It was all happening for View Fort, and Shua Melchior putting this one wide, chick.
Wide across bar. Maybe they need some telescopic lens to pick up instead of the bar. But that was a golden opportunity for View Fort, and they squander it.
Shua Melchior there with the number 21 on his back had the chance to pounce on this one there for Central View Fort. In a cacophonic atmosphere here tonight with the diverse listening of voices here, that I can't tell you what they're saying, but I'm stick to what I'm saying here tonight. It's all happening. That of the Veterans Football Tournament, Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2016-2017. Hustled down to the ground is Jamari, and it looks to me whistled in the favor of Jamari, and Jabatis is behind this one here. Butu Jabatis lifting this one gently, looking for the man in the fourth position, and again the goalkeeper spilling this one. But VSADC is safe for now. Moffat was trying to cross this one there into the final third.
Well, Chinese VS find themselves in the den of View Fort. It's like Daniel is the Lions there. I don't know if they're able to come out like Daniel in this den tonight. But when you look at it, it's all about View Fort.
Yes, of course. It's all about View Fort, but no one finding the back of the net, chicks.
Yeah, well, not much team score against VS. I think so far in the tournament, they was only considered about 3 or 4 goals, if I'm correct. But it's not easy penetrating VS, and it shows that the Central View Fort has been penetrating the defense, but it just can't just get a ball inside of the whole onion bag. But it's just a matter of time before one of these teams really shake that net.
Yes, of course, some tense football is being played here tonight between either or. Yeah, but free kick there to VSADC. Oh, straight into the arms of Bosco. Linus Lewis there, crossing this one, and some danger in the final third, and Bosco making amends.
Yeah, Bosco is having a very good game.
And of course, the number 11 there, that's Jamari trying to build an attack. Melchor is trying to find Jean-Baptiste, and Jean-Baptiste was on the end of this one trying to find a more fat. And again, some good controlling. It looks to me like Gilroy Apar is trying to find his man there on the near flank. Some good controlling of this ball there by the dreadlocks man. Modest pushing this one there to Matthias Jules, and Jules looking for Ulysses Mack, and Mack is making a nonsense out of this one. More fat here. To Boutou Jean-Baptiste. Dangerously building here is Boutou Jean-Baptiste. Looking for the stop shot. Back to Boutou. Shakes. It's all happening here in Vieux-Fort. You're going to hear the crowd. And the crowd here in the south is very healthy. And I'm thinking that with the crowd being the 13th man, Central Vieux-Fort has the edge.
Yeah, I would even see a few of the fans in the stands crying. They're crying for the team in Vieux-Fort. You look across there, you can see a young lady is crying. She's pouring out her cheeks. She's crying for her team, Central Vieux-Fort. So the passion is really high here. People is crying here for the team.
Well, tears I'm gonna pour out and everything. But only one champion here tonight.
Man say my tournament will be too long. Remember, I told you empty vessels make the most noise. It's coming. Okay, we see.
Les Forest back in the goal there.
Goalkeeper Stanley has made a remarkable recovery and is back in goal for VSADC.
Stanley Les Forest being back into the golden area here for VSADC.
You want to comment? A gentleman from Vieux-Fort Valley for holding goal.
Central Vieux-Fort being robbed by Apar Mitchell. Some good touches on the ball there. Going wide and finding Modest. Modest was robbed. Moffat. What an offside of the boot there by Moffat. Well controlled again. Some good ball from Central Vieux-Fort. Central Vieux-Fort looking to pounce here in the second half. Flicks Ulysses Mark on defense. Well contested again by Boutou Jean-Baptiste Shakes. It's heating up right here.
Yeah, Boutou's all over the field, Chinese. One time he's in the center of the field, another time he's on the wing, he's in the defense. He's all over the field. And he's the one who really could really spoil on this team. We saw in the last game when Titi get a red card, he take over the game and really drive it and really gain the penalty in the final minute. So he's a player to look out for this game.
Yes, of course. That's when he took the goalkeeping post, and he had some saves in the free sticks, and again you see some good defending again on the part of Central Vieux-Fort. Coming back there is Dylan Moffat throwing this one. Good contest there again from the dreadlocks man. That's Bernard Modest. He scored this one for the defense of Central Viewport. Been robbed again. And it looks to me like, oh, what a very good ball again from VSADC. And it's brought down in the surface area. And looks to be a penalty there. Checks penalty to VSADC.
Penalty. Good run there. Good run. And we see VS driving that one into the 18-yard box. And they getting tripped down into the box and getting a penalty. This here spells trouble. This here spells trouble for Central Viewport. This one could silence the crowd and make everybody get to the knees for Central Viewport this time around.
It looks to me like Blidman was trying to move into the final third and entering into the 18-yard region, going into the 6-yard region there. That's Barnett Blidman there. And I thought he was brought down, and the man in the middle, that's Vivian Robinson, seen this one quite clearly and pointing to the spot. And VSADC has a chance to go ahead here against Central Viewport.
Very good one, very good one. Even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could have seen that one is a clear penalty.
Veterans in Sports Inc.
Folks, just joining us. It is VSADC. This is Central Viewport, the finals of the 2016-2017 Veterans Football Tournament. Central Viewport is decked in the pink and black, VSADC in the black, green, and red.
We don't have a check on goalkeeper.
Seems that Andy Butu Jabatis will try.
Yeah, this one could even silence the crowd because the crowd was roaring behind the team in Central Viewport. But with this penalty here now, I think the crowd going to get silenced.
Sean Curtin for the penalty kick.
Well, I see Sean Curtin spot the ball, but I think Bledman's going to take it. Move is going there again. Sean Curtin. Yes, Sean Curtin is going behind this one again. So I think he's a specialized penalty kicker. Let's see how this one going to pan out, Terry. Let's see how this one going to pan out.
He's converted before in this tournament. His wife is in the crowd watching. Of course, an experienced referee in her own right. And this one could be the decider, Chinese, for the 2016-2017 Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup.
Yes, of course. Is it Felix? Is this Mark or Sean Curtin behind this one? Sean Curtin behind this one there. Sean Curtin looking very poised. And of course, Central Viewport has changed the keeper from Jeff Emmanuel. It looks to me like Jean-Baptiste. Andy Jean-Baptiste in goal there, taking the keeping gloves and the shot from Emmanuel, and it looks to me like Sean Curtin pouncing, and it's 1-0 in favor of VSADC, looking for their third title.
And remember that in the penalty shootout in the semi-final, we were told by the captain Alvin Harris that the reason that they substituted a regular goalkeeper for the penalty shootout, halfway through the penalty shootout, in fact, for Andy Jabatis, an all-rounder, he said. And they brought Andy Jabatis back in. We know that Bosco is not 100%. He is carrying a bad tie. It limits his mobility. He's not able to dive as he would like. But now, they're back with, I don't know, are you allowed roll on, roll off for the keeper as well?
Well, Terry, you know, roll on, roll off is of veterans football, and then this is something that we cannot deny, and well, it's 1-0.
Well, in fact, the other side did change their goalkeeper.
Yeah,
so the other side did change the goalkeeper and then change him back. So could get Bosco back in goal for Viewport. So still a lot of football still had to be played. But now in pole position, and look, they made deny Viewport.
Yes, of course. Well, if Bosco, Jeff Emmanuel comes back, he could make amends and having Jabatis back on the field of play, and Jabatis could implement the trickeries that he has on the field of play on the green grass here at the Philip Masley and try to bring back Central Viewport into the game. Well, it's 1-0. Yes, of course, with Terry Phillips here and of course David Chicks Christopher here in the commentary booth with me. And of course the black hat shiny here. Just trying to keep you company here. We're at the finals of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. We're bringing down the curtains. More fat here for Central Viewport. Good touch there. And he was whistled. Yes, of course, some good ball being played on the part of Central Viewport.
I wait your response.
No, don't worry, don't worry. But we understand the backing dogs no light.
Get boys, get boys, get boys!
So Shakes is Stephen.
Not even Steven. You see VS going one up and breaking the back of Central Viewport, silencing the crowd and trying to prevent them from winning 6 titles in a row. They already won 5 for the season, looking for the 6th title, and it seems like it wouldn't be this evening, but the game haven't done, or the game is not finished until the fat lady sings.
That's why I'm saying it. So, you know, you can get back into the game because I'm seeing both teams being very good on the field of play, having very good opportunities at goal in the final third, and it's just that they're not finding the back of the net how they're supposed to.
Definitely. And all the overseas players, we're not seeing the effect. We're not seeing the effect. I think they're missing Titi a lot. But Titi was one of the most devastating strikers in the tournament. And missing him, we see Tiloy is filling the gap up front. But he's not nippy and tricky like Titi. So I think they're missing a little bit of sting. They may have to bring on the golden boy and roll him off the bench. Central Viewport is not using up the subs the way they normally does. They're under pressure off the bench.
Yes, of course. Even still, Viewport is ahead by a goal kick.
Definitely. At the end of the day, the score reads 1-0.
Well, it's 2-1, but it's 1-0.
Yeah, let's see. All gonna paddle. We see Viewport trying to build their attack presently right now. But now, what's gonna happen right now, Chinese, is that VS gonna ride on the 1 goal and they're gonna try to play a defensive game. If you notice, they're playing a high defense now. From the time they score the goal, everybody comes up on top of the box. They're playing a high defense.
West Ham, my brother. Jordan Ayew plays for West Ham.
I know.
His brother Andre Ayew.
I know.
Ayew's playing in the Premiership.
What's that? Touch on Tuesday. What's that?
West Ham. But the score is 1-0 in favor.
Mama, tell me.
The score is 1-0 in favor of.
I know.
We are to know, but you are scoring a goal. Call me all the names. And then cochon to you. Cochon to you for your cochon, Diego la right here,
Patient, like that free from castration.
Well, the man from the money.
The man, catches an about.
A concrete man.
So of course, there you see VS and the building attack and being robbed in defense by Central Viewport. Good game in midfield. A lovely ball again, squared wide by VSADC. VS trying to make amends and was robbed again in defense. Boutou Jean-Baptiste. But in the final for Mata is proven to be very, very good indeed for VSADC. Mata again, one touch there to Jules, and Jules is trying to dance, find Modest from getting onto this one. Game is even poised, but remaining in this manner is like a VS will go home with this one because it's in VS favor. Apa Mitchell finds man there in midfield. Apa again in a battle there with Jabatis.
Sean is playing a master game, boy.
I'm talking again, and let me tell me I have voice now. I'm trying to not say anything. Donovan, you take the lead and say all what you gotta say. I'm not saying a word.
See the difference is the means I get paid, you don't put through.
I'm not saying a word.
Let me see how you let me come my boy.
Maccabi, I hear a call.
Alright.
Hurry. You wanna go down? Yeah. Hurry, go. Pass the ball out.
According to my watch, it says 4 minutes plus extra time to go.
Harris pushing it across. Some very good again from Central VIEUX. A lovely ball there. Fat. He's going across, trying to enter the defense there of VSADC. Proven to be very, very healthy in the final third. Central VIEUX trying to make some inroads here.
Among the Tiger, looking to see how they can really defend themselves. Trying to get an equalizer, but as I said a while ago, VS going to try to play a defensive game and they'll try to hold on as much as possible. They're trying to deny them from winning the 6th title tonight, China.
Yes, of course. Very, very poor corner beat by a Central VIEUX. They're down by 2. One goal to nil.
You're dreaming.
I
Martin Luther King tonight.
I thought it was 2 goals to 1, Shakes.
No, it's 1-0. No more anything for you.
Well, it's Matthias Schulz there, going across the keeper. Matthias just going round the keeper here, Shakes. Matthias Schulz looking to pounce here for VS and Shakes. He's going around the keeper.
He should have taken a shot.
Alright, now get the ball. Let's go before it.
It's all happening here. From side to side, Chinese, there's excitement galore.
So excitement galore. I'm saying 2-1. I'm reminiscing of the game before. And so much.
All right, let's go forward. Once again, it's a point. Well done, well done. As we approach injury time.
Making his introduction to the game, number 15, Rohan Lubo, who is the principal of the Leones Comprehensive School. He's on the ball right now.
A good defense from VSADC.
We can see the frustration being stepped in. The frustration by Central Viewfort, presently Chinese, because no time is running out and they're trying everything to see if they can get an equalizer. And VS is an old fox, know the game. Outer Castries is massive and they're going to make the people in the south cry this evening. They're going to leave here very dejected and they're very sad. When the whistle blows, we're going to see a avalanche of forces just trying to exit this facility as quick as possible because they'll be very disappointed. The Castries guys will be shutting down the guys from the south. They win 5 titles for the season, they would not win the 6th title tonight.
VS, their 3rd title, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup here tonight.
And also made a prediction so far, I'm correct.
What is the prediction?
Castries.
Oh, yes. We still have time now. You remember I'm sorry, they probably take a lot of time to know. I remember I'm sorry, looking at you. We have more time. We have enough time. We have enough time to put one back. Which one is it?
Hopeful. Not only wishful.
Hopeful again. Alright, let's go.
And earlier on here, won in the south.
Yes, two wonderful encounter. And when the script is finished, being written, it's gonna read Castries, Viewfort, and Soufrière in that order. Castries, Viewfort, and Soufrière. I'm gonna bring in Shala, and then what Shala have to say. If the script is first, Viewfort second, Soufrière third.
Yeah, well, it's not over till the final whistle, but for now, it appears that VSADC dominating. And look, we have a good ball from Lubo, and VSADC is creating an opportunity now, but I think it's a foul. But definitely, it looks as if VSADC has this one in the bag.
Very well indeed, Shala, very well indeed. Chinese, the clock is keep ticking. The clock is keep ticking. I don't know what you have to say, Chinese, but the clock is ticking fast. And I said again, when the script and the story been told, they're going to read Castries, Viewfort, Soufrière.
Yes, of course, because tonight it's Castries, Viewfort, and Soufrière. Yes, of course, at home, Central Viewfort is going to relinquish the title onto VSADC because VSADC is on top here tonight. And earlier on, you saw some very good football, that of the 3rd place. And right now, VS is building some very, very tough stronghold here on the game against Central Viewfort, taking the lead, been brought down, and of course a foul here.
brings me to 2015, when Vieux North and Vieux South get knocked out the same night in Blackheart. And everybody disappear from here. If you have to call the ambulance, even the paramedics have to come around Chinese, because some people get fainted away. And we're going to see it repeating itself here tonight. And look, VS is trying to see if they can seal it off this evening. And VS trying again. We see people starting to leave the stadium already, Chinese. We see some of the Vieux Massive is moving out, because the clock is reading it just like me, and just a matter of time before the fat lady sings.
Well, if the fat lady starts to sing right about now, I'm supposing that the entire of the stadium is going to exit to their homes, because the majority here are Vieux sings.
Yeah, and the fat lady sings, and the street on the right, Castries, Vieux Soufre.
VSADC going home with this one, beating Central Vieux here at the Philip Marcellet ground, and taking the title for the first time, and that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Check VSADC winning this one here tonight.
Yes, it's a big win for VSADC. Coming and beat Vieux right in the backyard. Shana, give me your comments on this one.
Yeah, definitely VSADC deserved to win. They dominated the game. I think they were better in midfield. Credit must be given to the Vieux team, but I think on the day, the VSADC team was the better team, and they are deserving winners. Hats off to the organizers. A very good finals, entertaining finals, and at the end of the day, I think football is the winner.
Definitely, definitely. It shows that Chinese, it shows again that the South is really becoming the mecca of sport in St. Lucia. Everything is happening down in the South. The support down in the South is massive, and we know moving forward, the minister have a lot of plans for sport moving forward. We're going to see more things happening in the South, more things happening most of all around St. Lucia, as sport is going to take the pivotal road in driving the economy and creating champions and creating better citizens.
Yes, of course, as we're bringing down the curtains here tonight, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. VSADC, 3 times the champs of this era. And of course, are doing it in an emphatic fashion here tonight at the Philip Marcellet. And they're feeling very good about it. And they'll be going to Castries and feeling very good about 2017 in championship.
Yeah, Chinese, before we go, we should get a comment from the minister before we move out on the wheel out. What do you think about the finals, and how we see it this evening as a past footballer play for January? So get some comments from the minister before we wrap up.
Yes, of course. In comments we have the Honorable Minister in Sports, Edmond Estefan, here in the commentary booth. Mr. Edmond Estefan, you've seen a lovely match here tonight between Central Vieux and VSADC. VS are the victors here tonight. A few briefing of this tournament there from you, and likewise this match here tonight.
Well, I witnessed a wonderful match tonight. Both teams fought hard. It looked like both teams wanted to win the finals, but at the end, obviously, as we could see, VSADC, was a little stronger than Vieux. You could see that the home crowd was with Vieux, but they were outplayed tonight, by VSADC. But both teams fought hard. I think it was a good tournament. I think the crowd here was marvelous, and everybody came out to support the veterans. I think what has happened there tonight is very good for football.
I want to say big up Juice Production International. Hope to see you soon, working with you guys. We have boxing coming up in April, July, and December. Looking to work along with you guys. So it's a pleasure working with you. Take care. We're signing out. This is Sheikh saying bye-bye.
On behalf of Veterans in Sports Inc., sure, we have the CEO of Veterans in Sports Inc., Mr. Alvin Malakan. Before we commence the prize giving ceremony, a few words. I'd just like to thank the whole VIEUX community for coming out and support veterans football this season. I think the whole community deserves a wonderful round of applause, I think, for the success of this tournament this year. On behalf of my team and my company, Caribbean Alliance Insurance, I really want to thank you. The support you have shown is really showing me that veterans football in St. Lucia is truly alive and well. Again, thank you on behalf of everybody. I would like to extend my heartfelt, I guess to the Central VIEUX team, battle, and the VSADC, two champions, you remain undefeated. We're going to see what happens next year. So on behalf of Veterans in Sports and Caribbean Alliance and all our sponsors, I'd like to thank you very much for making this tournament a true, wonderful success. 2016-2017. We look forward to 2017 with much anticipation. Thank you once again. Also, we have the tournament director with a few words.
Here on behalf of all the organizing team, I want to say hats off to all the teams who took part in this tournament. It shows that veterans football is getting back where it used to be back in the days. The crowd, I want to say thanks to the crowd. Nice turnout. Only one team could win. Hats off to VIEUX Central. You had your chance. You didn't take a chance. VS got a chance to make use of the chance. Hats off. Everybody's a champion. At the end of the day, football is the winner. I want to say welcome to Mr. Lane. You have the key for my city. When you're ready to go, give it back to Alvin for me. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Get home safe, don't forget the after party.
Thank you, David Shakes. Christopher. Now we start with the official prize giving ceremony. Of course, we are laden with a lot of prizes here tonight. However, we must commend the officials in the finals. So we ask the referee and his team to come forward, where some tokens of appreciation from Veterans in Sports Inc. will be presented to you. The officials who played a pivotal role in ensuring that the game was in good stead, well-mannered, well-officiated. Round of applause for the officials who played the role in the finals, because it was keenly contested, and when you hear less of the whistle, it says that the officials had the game in control. We also have a special award for the referees coordinator, which is Mr. Tim. Apparently he's left. Mr. Garner will pick up on his behalf. Tim was the one officiating or probably organizing the referees and ensuring that they turned up on time and having logistics in place. So, Tim Joseph, congratulations. We move on with the prize giving ceremony. Before we get on, let us deal with the individual who scored the most goals in this year's tournament. The individual bagged 6 goals. Roger Rasky Celestine from Carica Masters. If Roger is not available or not here tonight, a representative from Carica Masters, we ask that you come forward to pick up the trophy on his behalf. Roger Celestine scoring 6 goals in this year's championship. You call it 6 goals in this year's tournament. He also gets a rumper courtesy St. Lucia Distillers. A rumper. A rumper. Well done, Roger Rasky Celestine. Good tournament. You have your rumper out. You have your rumper and your trophy. Yeah. Your rumper and a check valued at what's it? $350. A check valued $300. Moving on. There is one individual which we had to, I would say, probably create a prize for. And I hope he's still here. I'm talking about an individual who is an outfield player. However, he played a pivotal role in the Central VIEUX team, getting them to the finals of this year's competition. Andy Butu-Jabatis played a role as a goalkeeper to ensure I must say, yeah, I know you like pictures. You like pictures, hey man, but I could. Mr. Barry Potter, yes. Mr. Now the one Facebook, you know. Brother man, now the one Facebook, you know. Andy Budu Shamatis playing a pivotal role in showing his team got to the finals. Moving on. There is what is called the best goal of the tournament. We saw several goals this tournament. However, this award goes to Francis Babalastic. Francis Babalastic had a belter right here in this ground, and he wins this award, and he also receives $250. Francis Babalastic, who played for the Grozile veteran team. If you're present, my brother, come forward to collect. If not, a representative. Oh no, there's a big party in Grozile tonight. There's a 60-year-old fete going down. Somebody, oh yeah, okay, well, his buddy is here. We will collect on his behalf. Francis Babalastic awarded. Oh, well, you have another one. You have a double welcome. You don't want to let you know the other leg. Oh, he's right there. Okay. Baby will collect on behalf of his buddy, the best goal of the tournament, Francis Babalastic. Also coming for a check of $250. Yeah, there's a big fete in Grozile tonight. Hence why those guys are absent. No, the money comes to you via Western Union. All right. No, Western Union. Okay. Let's deal now with the fastest goal was scored by Titus Titi Elva in the second minute of an encounter. That trophy is sponsored by Johnson Charles, our very own, represents West Indies. Titus Titi Elva, and he was missed in the finals. Man turn up with the Deputy Jude Titi guy in the red card. So I'm definitely BBC this. Anyhow, Titi was missed in the finals. However, he gets an award for the fastest goal in the competition. In the second minute, Titus Titi Elva. Round of applause for Titi. No. Look, if I say Titi is a VSADC player. Remember, in this thing there are trades and transfer window. Now we're about to honor the sponsors before we get into the teams. Mr. Malika has briefed me. There are some individuals who played a pivotal role in terms of companies. We'll start off with St. Lucia Distillers. The representative for St. Lucia Distillers come forward to collect your token of appreciation for showing support in this year's competition. St. Lucia Distillers shows true support in this year's tournament. Token of appreciation. Up next, Radio St. Lucia. Radio St. Lucia, Mrs. Lucy Goodman, to collect for Radio St. Lucia. Thank you, Radio St. Lucia. Up next, Mineral Company Distributors, PCD, right there. Mr. Of course, PCD right there, collecting. Of course, the sponsors play a pivotal role in terms of support and finance at the competition. I want to single out Mr. Ed Matre. Mr. Ed Matre is not 40 years as yet. However, he thinks he's a veteran because of his influence in the tournament. But he really went over and beyond in terms of his support for the tournament. Oh, 42. Sorry, buddy. 41. Okay. Well, Mr. Ed Matre, VIS found it fitting to ensure that you got this recognition and how you're presented with a token of appreciation. But Mr. Ed Matre don't play football. He plays volleyball. Volleyball it is. And basketball. So, it's all good. Thank you, Mr. Ed Matre, for your support. Blackout Productions, David Shakes Christopher, handling some of the logistics for this year's tournament. He's coming through like a sprinter. Never seen this man run before in my life. But David Shakes Christopher, Black Hat Productions, handling some of the logistics for this year's tournament. Also, you will be the tournament director, collecting on your company, Black Hat Productions. Job well done. We want to call on a representative for St. Lucia Insurances Limited. Is Rose available? Rose? Main sponsor for this year's tournament, always supporting. Rose has a beautiful smile as well. As a matter of fact, we are in February, but roses normally come out in May. So we have Rose in February. Caribbean Alliance, another big sponsor. We have Mr. Lane. VIEUX Central imported some players. Well, Caribbean Alliance as well, representative from Barbados, from Bridgetown. Is it no? From St. Phillips. From St. Phillips. From Oysters? We also asking the president of the St. Lucia Football Association, Mr. Lyndon Cooper, to make your way forward. Of course, the FA plays a critical part in terms of football. They are the governing body of football. No football happens on this island without the SLFA. If Mr. Lyndon Cooper is available, or probably a representative. If not, oh, okay, we have Mr. Bellas. Mr. Bellas is a high-ranking official, that is, Vice President to be exact. Mr. Bellas will collect on behalf of the St. Lucia Football Association. Mr. Bellas always collects, always collects. Thank you, Mr. Bellas, in terms of representing the SLFA. Moving on. The lovely trophies you see on display, somebody came by and said, are those trophies from overseas? I corrected them. I said, no. Those trophies are from San Souci, to be exact, near the roundabout, the trophy center. And we have Mamak, her official name is Miss McDiamond, who is the owner, the person in charge to collect, playing a major role in providing us with these lovely trophies for this year's tournament. I have never seen Mamak in the South before. Met her at Euro International Airport, but it's very late for you to be out, Mamak. I hope you can hear. Mamak, thank you for the wonderful job with those nice trophies. Alright, where do we go now? We'll deal with the MVP. There is the MVP of the tournament, and there is the MVP of the finals. Let's deal with the MVP of the finals first. This gentleman played a pivotal role to ensure that his team went across the line. This gentleman has been focused even before the tournament started. However, he showed poise, he showed experience, he showed comfort, and he got the team where it's supposed to be. The MVP of the finals for the 2016-2017 Veterans Football Tournament goes to Mr. Sean Curtin. Sean Curtin, representing VSADC, is the MVP of this year's finals. Well done, Sean Curtin. Round of applause for Sean Curtin, MVP of the finals. You guys can do better than that. VSADC, you guys can do better than that, man. Come on. All right. Now we move on to the overall most valuable player for this season's tournament. 2016-2017. The Trophy Center will present him with his award. He plays for, however, before we get to who he plays for, he limbered, he struggled, he scored goals at vital times to ensure his team got victory. And I'm talking about Mr. Barnett Bledman. MVP for this year's tournament, Mr. Barnett Bledman, representing the Vembers Sports Athletic and Drama Club. He's still limping. He scored some vital goals to ensure his team got to where it is. Presenting this trophy is Ms. McDermott, owner of Trophy Center. Round of applause for this year's MVP. Come on, guys. VSADC. Make some noise for your very own Barnett Bledman. And for those who not too familiar, this gentleman have also won the top one footballer of the year in terms of St. Lucia. He's a striker. Okay, we move on now to the custodian in goal. It's always a prize that persons look forward to. We're about to choose the best goalkeeper for this year's tournament. You may have heard it before that VSADC went undefeated. And when you go undefeated, there's a responsibility in the last line of defense. And we saw him put on a remarkable comeback, figuring that he was down and out in the finals. This year's Best Goalkeeper Award goes to Stanley Les Flores from VSADC. Strange enough, I call MVP limping. I call Best Goalkeeper limping. Is this the VSADC limping team? Make some noise for this year's Best Goalkeeper, Stanley Les Flores. He is the brother to Vanessa Les Flores, Athletics, if you know that name. His birthday as well. All right. Okay, we're asking the Central Viewport team to organize itself, where we are about to present the second best trophy. And of course, the representative, Mr. Macho, will make the presentation along with the Mackerson girls. Mackerson girls. Oh, sorry, I've just been corrected. The ambassadors of Mackerson, but to the back of their shirt, it says King of the Night. That should be Queens. Queens of the Night. So, calling on Central Viewport to collect your trophy, and thereafter you guys will also collect your silver medals. Round of applause for Viewport Central, and a very good tournament despite coming in second place. That's your team. As we well know, it's one team to win and one team to lose. A bit disappointed, guys, but you have this year to make amends. Alvin Harris not even sporting a smile. Just come all the way, guys, so at least you get some photo opportunities. You can also plant a little kiss. G-Dub. That's how we book my moves. G-Dub. Showman making the trip from across the pond. Again, Central Viewport coming in second, receiving their silver medals. Thank you guys, man, next
Wait, there.
A good friend, excellent theology. The spoils, and the balance of the medals will go to Mr. Myers, so we can show. Also, we receive 1,000 ECRs.
I love you, Jordan. I love you, Jordan. Hey! I love you, I love you, I love you. Well done, Mr. Well done. Well done.
Round of applause to VSADC champions. Trophy presentation now. Mr. Marshall, the big trophy for VSADC. The trophy goes to the captain, the check goes to the accountant. Yeah? The check must have validity. Yeah. Let's show me a round of applause for VSADC again, folks. Guys, applaud yourselves, man. Woo!
some wickets.